Now, how about them damn Celtics?
All right, we are here back with breaking Celtics news. Shams Charania just tweeted the Celtics have traded George Niang and 2 second-round picks to the Utah Jazz in exchange for rookie RJ Lewis Jr., who signed a 2-way contract with the Jazz earlier this summer after going undrafted, I believe, in the 2025 NBA draft. Pretty clear salary dump for the Celtics. Niang was making over $8 million. RJ Lewis is going to be on a very, very small contract. And I don't know exactly how it works because I didn't know you could trade players on 2-way contracts. This could be why we haven't seen an Amari Williams 2-way signing yet. I'm not saying this doesn't mean Amari Williams will be with the team. There still could be. But if I had to guess, RJ Lewis will probably be on a 2-way contract with the Celtics next season since he already signed one. Again, I don't know exactly how it works, but that would mean something would have to happen with the rest of Boston's 2-way contract. So something to watch for. We can go over everything else, but yeah, an effective salary dump for the Celtics getting back RJ Lewis Jr.
Yeah. Went to bat a bunch of times for George Niang. Never play here. Very sad. It is funny, like, they announce, like, George Niang's number and everything, like, the account on Twitter that tweets out, like, what numbers players are going to wear. They did it for Niang. I don't think they did it for Simons. So him being the one that gets traded is a bit surprising just because they save a little bit less money by doing this. But at the same time, Niang's skill set, Sam Hauser's skill set, similar. Niang's salary, Sam Hauser's salary, similar. So if you're going to have to keep just one of them, it makes sense to just keep the guy who's been on the team for a couple years, who was on the championship team and contributed to the championship team and so on. With that being said, now they are clearly under the second apron by a lot. I think they still need, or do they clear both aprons with this move? Spot track, why don't you tell me? I think there's a chance that they dove beneath the first apron by shedding, what was Niang making, $8 million a year? And this won't officially show me on Spot Track just yet. They were 9.9 million below or above the first apron before this trade.
So not quite.
Not quite. They still need to clear another $1.8 million off the salary before they are clear of both aprons. But it's a big step in the right direction. It gives them serious relief. I suppose, like, there's a lot of things we can take away from this. Unfortunately for him, RJ Lewis isn't really one of them. He finished his college career with St. John's last year, but he was at UMass. So those of you like me that just are suckers for the local story, it's a little bit more. Played over at Amherst for a couple seasons. But it opens the door for now maybe they don't have to trade Anthony Simons, which is something we talked extensively about on this channel. It opens the door for them to sign somebody else for the minimum or a little bit more than the minimum and be able to bring them back to the team without going back above the second apron. Like perhaps Ben Simmons. Probably won't be Al Horford, but maybe they could pay Al Horford a little bit of money now if they wanted to bring him back. I wouldn't hitch your wagon.
Al Horford's not coming back. Al Horford's not coming back. I don't even think that's worth, unfortunately, worth discussing.
But Ben Simmons is the one that, like, maybe they're going to pay him now. It makes sense. Or at least it makes sense that they sign somebody. Like, if they don't love their center rotation right now, they have the opportunity to bring in whichever free agent center they find, because there's not many. There's not many out there.
I mean, listen, I think at the end of the day, while we can go into what does this mean for Amari Williams, what does this mean for if they sign another center, are they going to sign Ben Simmons? They're going to do this. They wanted to dump $8 million. That is what this trade was. I think looking at it in any other lens would be scraping at, content or hopes or intrigue that's not really there. They wanted to dump $8 million. The Jazz had a way for them to dump $8 million. They attached 2 second-round picks to dump that $8 million. And while it could have been cool to, let's trade Anthony Simons instead, people probably aren't really, chomping at the bit to add $27 million to their payroll. And the fact that they had to attach 2 second-round picks to get off of George Niang's $8 million contract, obviously Anthony Simons is a much better player. Teams don't really have contracts to throw around that the Celtics would want to take on for a $27 million contract. Like, the Jazz barely had, enough room to take on Niang, and they asked, Austin Ainge, crammed 2 second-round picks out of Brad Stevens to get this deal done. I don't know what else the Celtics are going to do. I don't know if their goal is now going to be to get under the first apron too. If anything, I think the most important thing that this does for them is gets them under that second apron. And from that, anything past that is kind of like just who knows? Like, you don't really know. Could they sign Ben Simmons? Yeah, sure. Could they sign Charles Bassey? Yeah, sure. Could they keep Simons now? Yeah, sure. This opens that flexibility too. I think the reality is not many teams really want Anthony Simons. I mean, all we've heard since the moment he got to Boston is, oh, they're going to look to trade him. Don't be surprised. And the fact that no other rumors or anything, to me, doesn't scream, oh, the Boston Celtics randomly fell in love with the guy. It screams nobody really wants to take him on. I think Anthony Simons is a fine player. I think Anthony Simons will be a great addition to the Celtics offense. But I also think nobody really wants to pay $27 million for the guy. So I think this is the Celtics' way of, okay, let's get some breathing room under the second apron. It'll give us a little bit more flexibility. As for RJ Lewis, cool. Averaged 18, 7, and 2 last year on 43 for 33 splits. He's 6'7". He had an impressive season last year with St. John's. He did spend a year at Massachusetts too. This was really just, let's see if we can, maybe it was okay. We like him the most out of your two-way contracts, but other than that, I think this was just let's dump Niang's contract.
Yeah, and just more context on the financials. Bobby Marks on Twitter. Utah's acquiring Niang with the trade exception they got from the John Collins trade. Niang is on the 8.2 expiring contract, which we knew. The Celtics tax bill drops from $73.1 million to $30.4 million. Significant tax savings going on in Boston, which is a big deal. Something we talked about with Bobby Kravitsky last week. They're now $10.2 million below the second apron, as we touched on, at $1.7 million above the first. So I don't know. At this point, I wouldn't be shocked if they made some minor move to get themselves underneath the first apron too. You're in this deep, you might as well do it. Like, is it Tillman? Is it can they just non-guarantee Walsh? I don't think that's really what they would like to do.
Maybe,
especially after like the summer league he had and some of the things we heard about Walsh. But there are easier routes for them to just go in and be like, hey, get rid of this 1.7, get us below both aprons, and now it's really easy to make moves.
Yeah, I think that's the end goal for them, is shed as much money as possible. Niang would have been cool, but at the end of the day, like, on a 1-year deal, this isn't really the team you desperately need Niang's type of player on. Like, I mean, we did a whole video on Pritchard earlier today. Like, they want to compete, but I don't think that's going to be their primary goal, unfortunately, for the front office this season. It's why we probably are going to see Neemias Queta as the starting center, and I think he could be good, but if you were serious about competing, you probably wouldn't roll out Neemias Queta as your starting center in 2025. We'll see what happens. I think there's maybe more to come. But trading Niang at least gives them the option of this being it heading into the season, because they now have enough flexibility onto the second apron where you have some breathing room, where you can make other moves, where you can add a 14th guy to the roster now that Niang is gone, and Lewis will probably be on a 2-way contract, and then you kind of go from there. But let us know what you guys think. I'm sure some people are happy Niang is gone. I think it's going to be a little bit silly seeing that on Twitter, but appreciate y'all for tuning in. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll Sam take it out.
Hey, thank you very much for listening and watching. It's sad that I've lost the Niang war, but it is what it is. Subscribe to the channel. We are here every single day with new content. Full pods drop Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Game recaps are up the one after each game during the season. And other videos like these are up on the channel in between to keep you up to date with all things Celtics. Hit the bell because you don't want to miss breaking news videos again like this one, just in case something happens that we weren't expecting. Literally was about to make some chicken. Now I got to go back and do that. You can find us on Spotify and Apple too. All pods and game recaps are there. If you want those, just follow. They'll go right to your feed. Leave a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that. You can email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. Big chance for you guys to talk about the big trade. hbtcpod@gmail.com. Our socials are at How About Them C's for Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Facebook's the name of the podcast. All streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter is Jack's1NBA. Mine's at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us.
Taco. Come on. Taco.